We started comparing notes and we just came to the realization, this for the streets. But she was talking to him. She was on 7 tops doing tricks on.
I'm on that good cushion.
Yo, 9.5 inches is pretty average, right?
Yeah, something like that. That sound about right.
Bro, they keep saying it hurt. Oh, what the fuck is up, YouTube? So, you know, if you've been keeping up thus far, last video, I went on pretty much a 20-minute tangent talking about the worst situationship to ever happen. But I was not done yet, because as I promised, there was 2 parts to this story. So I'll explain to you how I nearly got expelled for exposing her ass. So, you know, at the end of last video, as I was explaining, she had spammed me on multiple accounts. And pretty much, I told her to F off, but actually making this video, I dug up her old contact, and bro, I found some of the funniest shit you'll ever hear. It starts out with some, Jeff, I need to tell you the truth about some stuff. Hey man, and then she on about some bullshit like, I've been rather scary with a lot of things, and I took that out on you by saying I never had feelings or some bullshit, and I hope I can get another chance for us. Like, what? All those things I did, from kissing that guy to throwing those books at you, I was only doing just to get your attention. I'm like, bitch, pause. What and why? And peep this one. But I wanted your attention. It wasn't just for fun. Jeff, I'm serious about you. I don't see you as a joke at all whatsoever. You know, it's funny you saying this now, after I literally been ghosting you for 3 weeks now. And so then I was pretty much saying some shit. I was like, you know what? I believe actions speak louder than words. And then she said, let me prove it to you then. What do you mean by that? And then, you know, I was confronting her about the fact that she was flirting with my friends, and she came out with some bullshit like, I didn't flirt, I am just friendly. Who did I even flirt with? We never made it exclusive. And so what's crazy about it all is, you remember in the last video I was explaining to you how she grabbed Jamal's ass? And so pretty much I confronted her about that, and this is what she said. I never grabbed Jamal's ass purposely. So you know what if I just go up to this girl and I'm just like, oh shit, I got a handful of ass. My fault. Like, how do you accidentally sexually harass somebody? I am not really great with guys and I was scared, but you can't understand the fact that I didn't know how to act on feelings. Yeah, so you were so scared, didn't know what to do, yet you pretty much let this finger you. And then she says, I never wanted to kiss Steve that night. I wanted it to be you, but you were with your gang. Pie! A group of African Americans can't corral amongst one another without being called a gang? This racist! And then she's like, do you know how many times I got harassed by men this past week? I'm not getting into any relationships because last time I got used. So you saying we should get together, but I don't want to be in a relationship. But anyway, let me get into the video. So during like one of our talks that we had like months before, I was signing up for a class, and she just recommended I sign up for this class called African American Studies. Now don't get me wrong, I love my African Americans, but ain't no f***ing way I'm about to sit here and study them. So then the school year starts, and the class didn't start until about the 2nd day. So the 2nd day I walk into the class, and there are no other places that I could sit except, guess what? 2 seats behind her. And so then about like 10-20 minutes into the class, the teacher makes us, man, icebreakers, bro. I don't want to talk to these random ass niggas. I never did, let alone have them know about me, bro. And so then the way he had it set up, essentially it was like a 2x3. So I had to be in a group with her, 6 people total. Then we're going around the table, introducing ourselves to our group mates. When I tell you it got to Carly, this would not shut the f up. Because the way she's glazing African American people, like, I'm doing like that Homelander stare. I'm like, oh my god, I just love the culture so much. No, you don't. Stay tuned. And then it got to be, and they were like, yeah, so why are you here? I'm like, because I'm black. And they were just awestruck. Like, nigga, kept it a buck. There's no other reason I'd be in this class. Like, I don't know why all these white were in here. They don't belong here. Y'all the reason this class exists to begin with. But yeah, that class was ass. Moving on. So about a week later, I'm leaving the class. And as I'm walking through the hallway, she, in the most goofiest, obnoxious, obvious way, starts just pushing into me hard. And then she goes like, hey Jeff, how you been? What the f? And I just say it plainly. I'm like, what do you want? Yeah, so it's been a while since we spoke. And so see, here's the thing. I entertained it because she was walking with me to my class. But you know, considering that I just told her to f off like a couple weeks ago, she was acting like mad friendly. Like, bro, like, I know I'm f***ing irresistible, man, but shit, like, you know, I wasn't complaining because on the DL, I mean, like, bro, free is free, bro, like, shit, I ain't gonna complain. Game is game, bro. Okay, but like the interaction wasn't that bad, but don't ever put yourself in the trap, because all it takes is just for one good interaction, and then about a week later, they do some again, and then you're like, I left my heart, can't make a wife out of love, you gotta come and see me, come and see me. So later that night, we get home and she starts texting me again. So now I'm thinking like, did I just put on a strap on and reverse myself again? All that, and she thinks she back in? But anyone that low-key knows me, I live for drama. Like, let me see another big brawling black guy talking to somebody else's girl, you already know where I'm at. Because like in the background, I was just sitting around here talking her to other people in the background. She ain't know about it. And surprisingly, niggas hated her ass. So, you know, I guess she thought we were on good terms, but in reality, I was just doing it for the plot. So there was this one dude she used to talk to in the previous school year. We'll call this dude Luther. And he was like some blonde white dude. And bro, she would always be talking to him. To the case where like anytime I saw them talking, I'd be like, this dude talking about trying to leave. This dude talking about trying to leave. Let's go get him. I already made him like a predetermined op, like as any dude would. So then next school year, I signed up for like this media arts class. And so then this dude shows up like 20 minutes late. This dude's here. So obviously, because I was beefing with him without knowing him, I was like, yeah, f this guy. And so then like about 2 weeks later, we were kind of talking like a little bit. And you know, she came up in the conversation. We started comparing notes and we just came to the realization, this for the streets. Not only in the past year she was talking to me, but she was talking to him. She was on 7 tops doing tricks on. Man, like I thought I was special. I come to find out she was also calling this dude changing and shit in her bra, sending him bra pictures. I thought I was the only one. I was kind of feeling a little bit defeated, man, because whenever she was describing the stuff she wanted to do to him, like damn, you wanted to do splits on it, but you just wanted to goddamn give me head, man. Like I feel like dying. And if like we weren't the only guys that she was doing this to, who else was she doing it to? But the craziest part of all, and this low-key scared the out of me, as we're talking about it, I get a notification on my phone and it's her saying, I need to see you at lunch. In that instant, I was like, who's snitching? Is it you? Okay, now for context, the reason she wanted to see me was because about a week ago, I was talking to one of my friends about how goofy and how much of a fucking bitch she was. And so then my friend told his brother, who is friends with her, and then this dude blocked her because he a G like that. She was mad because she thought I told him to block her, and really, I ain't say shit. See, this is my ideology. All I gotta do is exist. You'll do whatever you want on your own free will. That ain't me. Now do note, I didn't know what the message was about at the time, so I'm just telling y'all ahead of time of what it was about. And so then it's time to go to lunch, and this dude Luther, he like, hey bro, deadass, it would be so funny if we just go to lunch together, because that was low-key ingenious, bro. We were like 2 separate parts of her lives. So you know like the joke about like the hoes finally like winking up and meeting each other? It was kind of like that. We walking in the lunch line, and then by the time we get to the front of the lunch line, I look out the window, and then she's talking to 4 of my friends, and bro, it's like a manhunt all over again. So we go sit down, we find our spot, and then after her literally scanning the entire lunchroom, she finally finds us. But peep this, when she walks in, she doesn't come sit next to me or even say a word to me. She talks to Luther, not me, which I don't know why she got cold feet or just folded all of a sudden, but... And so then once we're done eating, she leaves out the cafeteria. The rest of us go our separate ways. So then later that night, she sent me the voice note about why she wanted to talk to me at lunch, which you could have just been a big girl and spoken to me, but hey, man. You know, girls fold whenever they're around attractive Hey, I make the rule. Look it up, bro. Look it up. But I leave that message on scene because after that that I found out today, I was like, oh, nah. I felt like Thanos. I was about to hold a campaign and just eradicate this from the earth, bro. I am so stressed out. And like I said, I need to find a balance. Balance for what? You got balance on all these dicks, but you can't balance some common sense? Again? And the other reason I've been kind of dissed is because it felt like you were trying to control me with the whole don't talk to my friends and shit. To set the record straight, let me tell you what that was about. Remember how I told you guys she was constantly flirting with my friends and shit? Hammerman, we recall this, right?
Yes, I do.
Because I don't want you out here f***ing other niggas while I'm trying to be in a relationship with you and you trying to be in a relationship with me. I'm controlling. I'm the bad guy. It gets better. And I don't even know what this means. I am not one to be in a domestic relationship or something. I am very free-minded. The only thing that free on your mind is sucking all that dick. And then I'm like, bro, how am I even controlling? And she's just like, you just are. Okay, moving on now. Because I skip a few months ahead to the winter formal. So later that night, I'm sitting there chilling with Luther and we just talking it up. And she going around talking to people, I don't know, like some host you usually be doing. And then I'm sitting there and then she walks over to me and Luther and she just walks right past me, doesn't even look at me. And then she pushes him in the back of his head. And usually as all her victims end up being confused as f because she did something to their body that they didn't like and she thinks she could get away with it. Okay, so no here. I didn't see her all night. That was the only instance I saw her and that was barely even an interaction. So tell me why she messages me the next morning saying, are we good? I'm like, what do you mean? I sent like 5 question marks. So I don't know what the f you talking about. I sent 5 question marks. And then she proceeds to say, yeah, last night you came up to me and you pushed me really hard during the dance circle. What? Bro, she tried to get me, bro. She tried to set me up with a case, bro. That was a setup. But it sure as hell wasn't me that assaulted you that night. Okay, well, I should probably not say that. But it probably wasn't me that abused you that night. Like, I'm not the one to beat someone's ass without probable cause. But at this point, you know, I'm done, bro. It's it's over. I'm about to assert my power and do to her what no man has done to her before. Pause. So here comes February, and as most of you know, February is in fact Black History Month. Now you might be wondering, what does this matter? Well, Black History Month, that's... No one cares about Black full circle moment. So at this point in the school year, she's just so invested with African American studies. She got the teacher sucking up to her. She probably sucking up to the teacher as her whole ass probably did. And like the students loved her, and then she thinks she's just a complete activist for Black people now. And the teacher even allowed her to speak for my city's newspaper company. And so then she got an article made, pretty much all surrounding her. And bro, see, this is what got me, cause she glazed in the class. She all like, oh my god, this class is so amazing. And she says what is probably one of the most cliche, and you are definitely racist if you say this: African American history is American history. You know, you might be thinking to yourself, like, you know, Jeff, why are you telling us all this? What does African American history and Black History Month have anything to do with how this situationship ends? So what I didn't tell you is at the beginning of us talking, she sent maybe some what could only best be described as racist messages to me. You know, just to name a few terms she said to me. She said, wait, I gotta read them off. Cotton picker, go back to selling you check, you people deserve to be in chains, shut the f, and terms that I can't even say on YouTube, bruh. She was wilding. So, you know, as one does in my nature, I just kept some of these screenshots for, you know, a rainy day. So, you know, I saw the praise she was getting from that article, and I just thought to myself, you know, what if I just, I don't know, in a silly, goofy way, just, you know, emailed these screenshots to the school. And just like, I don't know, like ruin her reputation and her educational career. So, you know, I screenshotted a bunch of those messages and recorded the screen just so people knew that those messages were real. Bro, those messages were so vile, I couldn't make that up on my mama, bro. So Jamal and me emailed some of the biggest clubs, one of them being the club that she was in, and we sent an email to them, and we were just like done. Sent the video, sent the screenshots, called her out. We said Carly, insert last name, says racist messages. Bro, it was vile. And you know, the craziest part is that something that was super unexpected happened later, and it was crazy. So later that night, you know, I'm sitting up here playing Call of Duty or some shit, boys, and then the fake account that we sent it on got an email back from one of the teachers, the lead administrator of that club. Thank you for bringing this to our attention. Give us your names to ensure this is all handled properly Monday morning. This is an issue that our student officers cannot handle. So obviously I wasn't about to give our names and stuff like that, because, you know, but see, ideally this would only work in a few ways, and one of the outcomes that I predicted, I had to bite the bullet. So I was like, the work is done, I won, let's see what happens on Monday. So I'm sitting in AP African, and she's sitting here all like happy and stuff, chatted up with everyone like, oh my god, Black people, yeah. And then the assistant principal comes on the intercom. Everyone, and you included, knew you were fucked. So he called her up to the office. She was like, I need Carly to the administrator's office. The whole class went dead silent, because when Darkseid calls you, you fucked up. And then she was gone for like 10 minutes or so, and then she comes in looking a little bit kind of red. She sits down, and then, you know, I smirked, and I look over at her. She looks back at me, gives me a 1,000-yard stare. This was pissed. But guess what? This snitched. I mean, as one does, to defend themselves. So last class of the day comes, I'm in English, and then this dude, Darkseid, calls me up to the office. Everyone went quiet because majority of the people that were in this class I knew, and they knew what I was cooking up. I thought I might get expelled or something, whatever, because I knew I'd have to start yapping. So I get into his office, and both him and we was standing on business, bro. He starts interrogating me, but I'm standing on business. Now, she told him the reason that she sent those racist messages was because I was sending racist messages back, and we were having a racist battle. Now, for the record, I did not send any racist messages that she could any longer prove existed. So then bro was like, why'd you send these messages? What was going on between y'all? And I was like, listen, I didn't send any racist messages. I sent those messages trying to get in contact with the administration, because I don't think someone who does this to Black people and says this stuff should be advocating for their rights and their history and stuff like that. I felt like Malcolm X in that moment, bro. I thought I was taking care of business, bro. And because like 2 emails were sent from 2 accounts, he was like, well, who sent the other email? Now, I ain't no snitch, bro. Captain goes out with his ships. I'm the schemer. I'm the grand planner, bro. So you know what? I was like, I can't tell you that. I'm sorry. And so then he's like, all right, you're free to go. So next day he calls me back in his office, and I'm like, oh, why does he need me again? And then he was like, why didn't you just tell me you wanted to get her in trouble? I'm like, pause, what are you talking about? And he was like, well, you obviously sent these messages to get her in trouble. I'm like, well, no, because I don't think she should be advocating for Black people. He was like, all right, well, either way, you know, for that, I'm gonna have to suspend you, right? And I'm like, do? Because I thought I was gonna get expelled. Suspension is always a W. And then he was like, because if you just sent it directly to me, we wouldn't even have this problem. I could have taken care of it, and you wouldn't even be in trouble. So I was like, all right, what's the problem? Well, when you sent that email to the club, you didn't just send it to the teacher. You sent it to everybody in the club. My nigga, I ended her. Everyone, bro, all 2,000 niggas now know who she was. And I was shocked. I was like, are you serious? And then he was like, yeah. And I was like, oh my God. And I was like, wait, pause, wait a minute. Is she getting any disciplinary action as well? He was like, oh, well, yeah, because she sent the messages. Bro, she didn't even deny sending those messages. That's what caught her up. Because I didn't even like use it as blackmail. I just sent it in one day when I felt like it. I wasn't gonna give you no time to repair, bro. That's stupid. Like, what you think this is? Like some Disney movie? You think I'm just about to tell you my plan and let you ruin it, bro? Hell no. And so then whenever she said that she was also getting disciplinary action, I was like, oh, word? All right, bet. Yeah, sign me up. And then I just conversed with bro as he signs my prison warrant because he was going to send me to this detention facility or whatever it's called. So then I shook his hand. I was like, all right, yeah, you take care. Thank you for your time. And I just walked out, man. I was like, yes. And then he called her in, did whatever he did. And pause. And so then he called her in, gave her papers, called her mom and stuff like that, called home, because her mom is like really strict, bro. So suspension is like no bueno in this household. And so then apparently I heard like from people around the school that she was crying and makeup was rolling down her face and she was just so distraught and upset and she was like really depressed the rest of the day. I was like, yeah, bitch. That's what you get for being a hoe. You act like a hoe, you gonna get treated like one. But also because she was like from a foreign country and you know her education and college opportunities kind of got like f***ed over long term. So I mean, you know, I was just feeling in a silly playful mood that day. So but next day, right, we go into the facility and these niggas essentially rip me of everything I have. This is like prison, bro. They take my hoodie, they take my phone, my watch, my everything, bro. They feed us these crusty ass sandwiches and I'm like, hey, you know what, even MLK and Malcolm X had to go to prison for justice for African Americans, bro. And I heard that people around school were talking about it non-stop. They were talking about this racist girl and about me. People were sending me messages like free you. People were going around school saying like free Jeff, he ain't do nothing. On my mama, I'm dead ass. I cannot make this shit up. But then the craziest thing happens. I walk into the facility. I turn right. This genius dark side put us in the same room together. So I look right. She's staring dead at me, bro. She's pissed. And, you know, I can't help but smirk a little. I'm like, yo, what's up? So I sit there and do my time like a real ass nigga, about like 3.5 hours. And at the end of all of that, she finally blocked me. I assured that she would never contact me again, do some bullshit. And so then I got back to African American studies and some of the people in the class, they like walked up to me and they were like, free you. And then like I just heard people like talking about it and they were like, why is she still even in this class? And I was like, oh, did I do that? And then she had to sit there in that class with nothing but shame for the rest of the school year. Not only from them, but like everyone out, bro. Even the teacher, he's so pro-black. Cotton was a little bit off with her a little bit. And then usually she'd always be in every class talking. She never said a single word the rest of the semester. Did I maybe take from like 0 to 100? Yeah, I did. Yeah, that bitch. But yeah, bro, yeah, she ain't never gonna forget me, bro. Who will after that, bro?